Hari Om. Yesterday I was talking about chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita. And Shri Krishna hasn't expressed any of his opinion yet. It's Arjuna who is telling him how he is feeling, how he is sad, how he is anxious, how he is depressed, and how he is irritated, and how he is confused, and how he doesn't want to live anymore because he is so depressed. So now it's time for Shri Krishna to speak and help Arjun in his negative state, in his suffering, and give him the secrets as to how to make yourself positive in such a critical situation. When Shri Krishna starts in his discussion, the first argument that Shri Krishna has presented to Arjuna is about identification. How do you identify yourself? And who are you? Arjuna was saying, I am sad, I am suffering, I don't want to live. He said, who are you? If you are your body, then the body is changing every moment. Every moment there are new cells in your body. Every 7 years you get a brand new body. But do you feel that you have become completely a new person after 7 years? You feel you are the same. What about your mind? Is it constant or is it changing continuously? Every moment we have new thoughts, different thoughts. The mind of a child and the mind of a teenager, the mind of an adult and the mind of an old man. There's difference in that. What we did as a teenager, now we don't do that. The mind had changed. What about intellect? When we were in kindergarten, we learned 1 + 1, 2. Now we learn many more complex ideas. So intellect is changing. Everything is changing that I call myself, but I still feel the same. So Shri Krishna tells Arjuna that look, your body is not you. You also say many times, this is my left hand, this is my eye, this is my brain, this is my heart. But heart is not me, brain is not me, hand is not me. So I am different than my body. You say my mind has these thoughts. I am experiencing these emotions. But I am not emotions. I am not thoughts. I am not my intellect. Intellect belongs to me, but I am not that. So who is that I? That's a very important question that Shri Krishna asked to Arjuna. And he said, your problems have started because you falsely identify yourself with your body. You falsely identify yourself with your mind. You falsely identify yourself with your intellect. They belong to you, no doubt, but that's not you. Then who are you? And Shri Krishna says, you are Atma, the consciousness which is divine consciousness, the consciousness that is birthless, the consciousness that is eternal, the consciousness that is beyond time, the consciousness that is beyond death. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, Shri Krishna has given many examples as to how is this Atma. One of the verses in second chapter says, Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayantyapo, na shoshayati marutaha. This Atma, this consciousness is not something that a weapon can hit, because it's not earth material. It's not made up of earth. The water cannot make it wait because it's beyond the second element, water. The fire cannot burn it. The wind cannot blow it because it's beyond these 5 elements, earth, water, fire and space. Earth, water, fire, air and space. Atma is beyond that. So there is no birth to that Atma. There is no death to the Atma. Because this Atma is a constant principle. It's there right from the ancient time. How old? Puratana, Purana. It's just there. There is no change in that principle. And death is just a transformation. The Atma still remains after death. So then the question Arjuna has is, then what is this life? You are born, you are dying. So then Atma, you say it's immortal, but then the death is there. Shri Krishna says that death is for the body. But that death is also not end, it's a transformation. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grunhati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirna nyanyani sanyati navani dehi. Like our clothes get old and torn, we change them and we get new clothes. Like that, Atma gives up the old body, the useless body, and takes up new body. So for Atma, the birth and death, it's just a transformation. Look what physics says about law of conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It just changes the form. Physics has accepted this principle, law of conservation of energy. And this is exactly what Shri Krishna is saying. Then this Atma, who is beyond life and death, beyond birth and death, who is beyond these 5 elements, what is the role of that Atma in this life? First role, the Atma is an intelligent energy that connects everything inside of me. And the example given in Kathopanishad is very beautiful. The Kathopanishad says that the body is a chariot. The 5 horses of the chariot are your sense organs and motor organs. The rein to the horses is your mind. The intellect is the chariot driver. And all of this is working under the control of Atma, who is the owner of the chariot. When the chariot gets old, the Atma, the owner, changes the chariot. And what does Atma do there? The Atma controls everything in the chariot, controls the senses, controls the mind, controls the intellect, and connects them all together. And that's how I say, these are my sensory organs. This is my mind. This is my decision. This is my body. So Atma is an intelligent energy that connects all inside me. But is that the only purpose that Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna? The concept of Atma? No, it goes beyond that. The concept of Atma is actually concept of oneness. An idea that connects me to every other object in the mother nature. Other human being. Who is that other human being? It's not the body. Oh, he looks different than me. He has different thumbprints. Oh, he's different DNA and the design of iris. No, that's not him. He is also Atma. She is also Atma. That plant is also Atma. That animal is also Atma. And this Atma concept is connecting me to every object in the mother nature. It's just not connecting me, but it is telling me the equality. So Shri Krishna in the 2nd chapter has asked Arjuna to understand the concept of equality. There is nothing superior, nothing inferior, nothing higher, nothing lower, nothing better, nothing not better. No, everything is equal. Everyone is equal. But that equality concept also connects you to the divine dimension. The Atma is compared to a drop of water, and the Paramatma, the divine consciousness, is compared with the ocean. So I am a drop of ocean, she is a drop of ocean, she is a drop of ocean, he is a drop of ocean, that plant is also a drop of ocean. So the Atma also brings us to the understanding of divine dimension that exists in the entire universe. I am equally important to the cosmic energy like everyone else. There is no reason for me to feel isolated and rejected and not so important. I am equally important. I have all the equal rights given by the Mother Nature. The discriminations that happen in society, the discriminations that our generations have gone through, they are created by the ego and desires that exist in our society. Yoga does not accept that discrimination. Yoga potentially brings that equality and divinity to every object in the Mother Nature. And it connects everyone to everyone else, everything to everything else. If you really look into the problems of Arjuna, his problem was death. Fear was there in his mind. The fear that many of these people will not be there. And to help him understand that death is not the end, Shri Krishna presented the first argument about Atma. This idea of isolation and rejection, and this idea of loneliness, and this idea of no support to me has created so many of psychological problems in our society. The anxiety comes from fear. The stress comes from these insecurities. The feeling of rejection, the sadness comes because of that. There are wars that people fight. There is violence because of that. So the first reason for the problems that we all face is the fear. And the fear is there because we identify ourselves with our body. We identify ourselves not with Atma. So Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna to change his first belief. That belief is, I am not my body, mind, intellect, ego. Who I am that Atma, that part of the divine which brings the equality. So I'm going to stop here today with the idea of Atma. And there are few more concepts in chapter 2 that we will see tomorrow. Hari Om.